Hey, looky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
This is really loud.
Yeah. Oh, it's yours loud?
Mine's really loud.
Yeah, is it? Is that you right there?
That's really quiet.
Okay, there we go.
So maybe somewhere a little bit louder.
Middle
A little
ground?
bit louder.
Okay.
Maybe just, there you go. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're recording in the studio today. Typically, we don't do these in person.
Right.
We're in two different locations usually. And it's so much easier because all my crap is where I need I feel like, I don't know. I'm so many ways out of sorts.
Yeah.
Because I don't have all my crap around me and ways to take notes or to write things down. I don't have my tabs. It's wrong. I have my desktop and instead I've got this laptop and nothing is right. Nothing is right. So I'm trying to organize before we do a Facebook Live.
I know it's hard. It
Yeah.
is. It's hard when you're out of sorts and you're not in your like environment where you
Yeah.
normally do it.
I haven't worn headphones in months.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a couple weeks ago once I did. I don't remember the last time otherwise.
It's like
'cause I
brushing your
never
teeth with your non-dominant hand,
work. Right. It's not effective.
and you end
Not
up poking your gum.
Which that's supposed to be a thing. You're supposed to do that. That's supposed to be
I saw that actually this weekend.
a TikTok or
It's-
something on
yeah,
that.
like I saw it, and you stand like supposed to stand on one foot,
Yeah.
and
try
then
that.
I can't do either one independently of each other. Let
Brushing
alone,
your teeth with the wrong hand is hard.
yeah, it is.
Even with an electric toothbrush.
it
It
is
does all the work.
because you end up angling it up in weird places. Yeah, it's very hard.
It's a way to wake up your brain, supposedly, and
Yeah.
think from different areas or something
Right.
like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that. But anyway, I was watching a television show real quick on Netflix. I'm wrapping up my Netflix. I have my 1 month subscription, right? I just kind of like blow through it for a month and then I'll go away for a while. And so I'm wrapping up some loose ends because I think I have 5 more days left. Alien Investigation,
Okay.
I think is what it's called. It's a newer show. And this guy, he's got about 6 episodes. One of them was about Iowa, Council Bluffs,
Oh.
Iowa, had to do with somebody saw something drop from the sky and it was some kind of a metal mix type stuff. And then they took it, had it tested, all this other stuff, but it was in Council Bluffs was where it
Oh.
happened.
Interesting.
And it was kind of fun. Where was I going? Oh, they were talking about I guess really is alien sightings. And there's a big one that happened in Phoenix many years. Well, not many years ago, about 25 years ago, but that's still a lot for some people.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah, it is.
but it was in Phoenix in 97. And they saw these several, you probably remember this. You probably remember the video. And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, it was like this group of lights and they just moved in concert.
It was one of the first ones that was actually given any legitimacy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what this is like, it was clear video. It wasn't sketchy like a Sasquatch. It was people real. I remember that clearly.
Yeah, and there was they found people that they were talked to. One of the guys they talked to was a guy who actually was working at Sky Harbor Airport. He was 15 years old at the time. He was underage working at the airport, and it went over the airport. And then they were back out at the location that he had taken some other pictures, and he has since seen he's had other sightings. But every time he has a sighting now, he has come to realize, going back and looking through his pictures, there's like a Black Hawk helicopter somewhere in the picture. And it's like really like they have to zoom in and it's like, there's a Black Hawk there it is right there. And then they see another one. Then they see other, as they were
That's
looking at
cool.
the pictures, they were seeing other unidentified, whatever they're calling them now. It's not flying objects with something, they've got a new name for it. Anyway, it was just kind of interesting. They were talking about, well, who are the aliens that are there? If it's like somebody said, do you believe in aliens? Well, you believe you're here. So why aren't they there?
Yeah.
And then they went through this really wild little trip on the final episode that what if the aliens are actually us evolved and they are time travelers and their goal is primarily to observe us. They said the biggest places where they have sightings are near nuclear facilities because they don't want us using nuclear because we'll kill ourselves or hurt the planet. But what if through evolution, and they had this lineup of all these skulls over time, like pictures and things from the very earliest to now, and you keep seeing the heads keep getting, the brain gets bigger and the faces get smaller. You go way back in the early man, their faces were great big and their brains were really tiny.
Oh,
And it keeps changing. Well, where do you go then? You go to little green men, and their brains are great big and their little itty bitty faces.
it's something to think about.
That the evolution, and could it be that they're not from outer space, but they live on Earth underwater, and that's where you get the North America. I'm sorry, the Antarctica thing. That's where you start with that stuff, and that's where the flat earthers come in, and then it gets crazy.
I mean, I'm not on board with the flat earthers, but with everything else that's happened in the last year around here on this planet, anything's possible.
Just saying.
If some wet alien crawled up on the beach and was like, "Hey, I got locked out of my house down there," it wouldn't shock me.
Have you ever an Operation High Jump that was done like in the 30s or 40s, and it was an admiral who took a fleet of ships, and they were going to go to the bottom of the earth, right? They were going to the South Pole, and they went down, then they were attacked, and they reported that ships were coming up out of the water. Oh, that's where that comes from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Look up Operation High Jump if you want to have, or Project High Jump, one of the two. If you ever want to just kind of jump into something.
I'll write that down. Well, that's interesting.
That was the first time when I read up on that, that was the first time I'd heard about that. And now I keep seeing more and more stories that correlate. Aliens actually occupy the same planet we do.
I mean, there's plenty. How much of the actual Earth's surface is underwater? I mean,
like most of it.
Yeah. So there could be colonies down there. They'd never have to see the sun.
Exactly.
They'd be fine.
Exactly.
And they're probably,
and there's subterraneous lakes, like there are caves and caverns that people have gone into. And then there's this entire huge, like 2 football fields, underwater freshwater lake. And now it's built into a tourist area. There's one in the United States, as a matter of fact, where you can go underground, and they have boats. You can go on these boats down underwater. Under there, they have little docks.
No,
they have it's crazy.
Yeah. No, last thing I want to do is be on a boat in a cave on a lake. That sounds like not a good vacation at all.
You ever watch The Journey to the Center of the Earth with what's his bucket? Funny guy, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is. Maybe they're telling us the truth.
Well, don't you think that Hollywood has been telling us things for a long time in their movies? So this would be another one.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh my gosh. What a nice little jump off point.
Right.
That just took
Unexpected
the first 5
jump
minutes
off
of the conversation. Anyway, happy birthday to your kid.
Yeah, Bennett is 22 today.
What?
Yeah. 22. Can't believe it's 22.
That's insane.
Taking his he wants to jazz up his apartment a little bit, so he's asking for lamps, plants. Like he wants to I don't know if he's got a lady. I don't know, but he asked Beth for her assistance on this. So we're dropping those off. We gave him a full 24 hours heads up that we're coming over after work today, so he can do whatever he needs to do to his apartment. Yeah. I don't care what, no questions asked. But I just didn't want to surprise him and see
nice
something I didn't want to
do.
see. Yeah,
and it's a nice thing for you.
It's nice things for us. I mean, for him, whatever. It's nice for us because I don't want to have to unsee.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I just don't want to know. I don't want to know how much of the deposit is going to be gone.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
That's awesome. So
yeah,
wow,
it is just wild. 22.
I remember that first picture that came over on email.
Mm-hmm.
When you first found out about him.
Man, that would have been like a week after he was born, and maybe less, a couple days after he was born.
Yeah, because it was right before Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
I remember that exactly. I remember it. I mean, it was right before Thanksgiving break in 2002. I'd probably known you 6 months.
Yeah.
And you got an email.
Yeah, that's right.
That
I forgot it was right before Thanksgiving. For some reason, I was thinking after, but you're right. It was.
It was right before we went on break. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was crazy. Oh my God.
I know.
And that seems like just yesterday.
I know.
Oh my God.
Nuts.
22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Well, that's cool. So happy birthday, kid.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else? I didn't watch Yellowstone yet. It had a new episode last night. I haven't watched it yet. Okay. I watched the new Taylor Sheridan show though. Landman.
Okay. Awesome.
Wow. Yes. Awesome. 2 episodes dropped yesterday. It's streaming.
I need to roll. I haven't watched any of these, even Yellowstone. So do I have to start with Yellowstone to understand the other ones?
That's no. And Landman, absolutely no.
Okay.
Tulsa King, absolutely no. Tulsa King, I liked it. Just kind of I don't want to say I got bored with it. it was just, there wasn't enough. It was just, I don't know. It's a shtick, right? And it's just kind of like it wore fast. It burned fast for me. But Landman, wow. I mean, it starts right off. I mean, like it starts fire hot red. And Billy Bob is awesome. And one of the sheriff in this. Okay, so if you like country music, back in the 90s, there was a guy named Mark Colley. Had a couple of hits, and he had about 3 or 4, 7 albums. I don't know, something like that. Whatever. He's the sheriff.
Random.
And he's been in a bunch of TV shows. He still sings a little, and I was like, Mark Colley, that's a singer. And I saw the name when they were doing the credits at the beginning, with some of the people that were in it. And I'm like,
huh. Yeah, that is so random. I hadn't thought of that guy for a long time, but I liked him. As a fan.
Crazy. So, yep. So anyway, it's very good. And that's really all I got done.
I know this weekend.
Did you get anything else done?
Yard work, just cleaned up some leaves, but watched our neighbor. They cut down their big tree in the backyard, and I think they did it themselves. They're older, so I think they maybe like had his son and like a buddy do it. Oh man, there was one time this dude was probably 35 feet up in the tree, unrestrained, no ropes, chainsaw, and they had the branches roped off, and they were doing it right. I mean,
as they could,
as right as they could, but nobody got hurt. Everybody, I mean, Beth and I were sure we would have to. We had one of our phones with 911 already dialed, but they made it through, and everything but 2 inches of this big, and the tree was massive. 2 inches of this stump are gone.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, we didn't realize how much sun it shaded on our house because Sunday morning we got up and like blinding in the kitchen.
Yeah,
because so much sun.
I hate that happened. It just changes the whole landscape. And now everything, it's like, now I got to move everything.
Yeah, like now I really don't like this paint color in the kitchen. Thanks a lot, Jean.
Yes. Is that Jean Jacket?
That is Jean Jacket. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I'm glad he's still doing
I have not called him Jean Jacket to his face again since I did it that one time a couple years ago.
Did he get it?
I don't think he heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. So other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, seriously, I do have a good one for you coming tomorrow.
Okay.
And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just, it's the truth. And I've connected some dots, and it has to do with Netflix.
Okay.
And a couple of other things that I just learned this last weekend, but I'm still digging in this. We will talk about this tomorrow because it leads down a little path that is fascinating.
Okay.
And I will have that for you in the next episode.
Okay, sweet.
So
I'm down.
I wish I had it for you today, but instead,
we'll need something tomorrow anyway.
We had other stuff we needed to talk. And we have a Diddy update too tomorrow.
Okay.
Because Diddy's going to be in the courtroom this week.
Oh, okay. We need a Diddy update.
So we'll have an itty bitty Diddy update.
Sweet.
Boom.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for watching. If you're watching or if you're just listening, we do a live every Monday. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. See you guys later.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.